recently celebrated 5 years on YouTube, and today I want to talk about that. This was a huge milestone for me, so I wanted to do something special. Throughout this past summer, I uploaded 5 short edits leading up to my channel anniversary. This whole process took a lot of planning, which actually started all the way back in March. And I've noticed that I tend to stay in my comfort zone, so I decided to make a challenge out of this. I came up with 5 general prompts, which you can pause now to read. In this video, I want to share some behind-the-scenes moments from this entire process. I'll talk about the edits in the order they were finished, not released. The first edit I finished was for the second prompt. I always see edits with Taylor Swift songs. Personally, I don't really listen to her music, so I thought she would be a good artist to use for this prompt. During this time, Sabrina was actually on tour with Taylor Swift, so I decided to make a Girl Meets World edit. To be honest, I was hoping this edit would get some good visibility because of this. To me, it seemed obvious to focus on Girl Meets New Year from the second season. Unfortunately, this edit did not perform as well as I initially thought it would. However, a month later, the views started to grow exponentially. Although I was disappointed at first, I'm generally happy with how this turned out. Next, I worked on the edit for the third prompt. Matilda Mann always makes these very sweet, almost cinematic songs, and when I first heard "You Look Like You Can't Swim," I instantly thought of Luteo, even though I don't really like this pairing at all. Because of this, I thought this edit would make for an interesting challenge. However, I feel like I made a poor attempt. I'm not necessarily proud of the final product. Overall, it's not as polished as I'd like for it to be, which makes me somewhat disappointed. I was somewhat excited for this edit in the summer of 2023, but that spark eventually went away. Looking back, I wish I could have done better. Then, I worked on the edit for the 5th prompt. Tonally, I thought this prompt would be perfect to end this project with, so I decided to use a song that felt like it belonged in the end credits of a movie. Visually, I wanted this edit to show how much can change in the blink of an eye, using fade to black transitions. Purposefully, I used clips of Susie Diaz at the beginning and end of the edit to show the passing of time as it loops. With this song, I don't think any other show would have been a better choice, as the car serves as an important symbol throughout the series. Given Jenna's recent popularity, I wasn't shocked to find that this edit performed the best out of the 5. However, I was surprised to see it alongside shorts uploaded by the artist. I'm very proud of this edit, and I'm really happy with how it was received. In my opinion, this edit accomplishes its intended goal of evoking a nostalgic response. Next, I worked on the edit for the 4th prompt. Personally, I really like YouTube's music recaps, so I thought this could be a fun prompt to try. In 2023, my most listened artist was Madison Beer, who had a new album out. I decided to use a song from that new album to make a multi-fandom edit to highlight family and the strained dynamics between older sisters and younger brothers. Out of all 5 edits, this one was the easiest to make. However, I did face some technical difficulties. A lot of my videos are flagged as content made for kids, which can affect the visibility and reach of my videos. Despite this, the edit still performed well. Overall, I'm happy with this edit. However, I will admit that it isn't the most memorable one out of the bunch. During this process, I didn't feel challenged or particularly inspired. Finally, I worked on the edit for the first prompt. Although this was the last edit I finished, this is actually the one I started with. Personally, I was most excited about this edit, so I wanted it to be perfect. I started working on this one on March 8th, however, within 4 months, this edit underwent multiple revisions. This edit shows Luna erasing Simone from her memory, which would be painful to watch considering the promise she made to him in the first episode. Here, Luna uses Mateo to rewrite history. For this, I had to repurpose many clips from the show. I relied heavily on the dreamlike aesthetic of this song and the concept of eternal sunshine. Reframing clips from throughout the show helped me tell this story. For months, I obsessed over the little details. However, at one point, I knew I had to finish this edit even if I didn't feel ready to let it go. Unfortunately, this edit performed the worst out of the 5. Initially, I was upset, but then I realized I didn't care about the low number of views. In my eyes, this edit is perfect, which is what should actually matter. This is one of my favorite edits I've ever made. This is a message from the editing version of me. This video was supposed to come out earlier this year. However, now that it's been over a year since this entire process, I want to take a retrospective look at all of these edits and do a ranking. In 5th place is the edit for prompt 3, and as I said earlier, I'm just not proud of this edit and I still don't like it. In 4th place, we have the edit for prompt 4, which I have quite a neutral opinion on. I just feel like it's forgettable. In 3rd place, we have the edit for the 5th prompt, and I'm just really proud of this one. There's not much else to say. In 2nd place, we have the edit for the 2nd prompt, and I just really love the themes that I got to explore in this edit. And obviously in 1st place, we have the edit for the 1st prompt, and undoubtedly this is my favorite. I love it so much. Overall, this was a fun experience, and if anyone wants to use these prompts, I'd love to see your edits. Should I do something like this again? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching!